How do I make a sheath for my hunting knife? Are you ready to protect your hunting knife with a custom-made sheath? Making a sheath is a rewarding project that enhances your outdoor adventures. Let's break down the steps to create a durable and functional sheath for your hunting knife. First, gather your materials and tools. You will need vegetable tan leather, a sharp knife or rotary cutter, a pencil, a ruler, a cutting mat, a leather punch, waxed thread for stitching, needles, and optionally leather dye or finish. A welt, which is a strip of leather that protects the sheath from the blade's edge, is also essential. Next, create a pattern for your sheath. Place your hunting knife on a piece of paper and trace around the blade. Leave about 1/8 inch from the tip and along the blade's edge. For the handle, add extra space since it is thicker than the blade. This pattern will form the outline of your sheath. Now add the welt pattern. Draw a second curved line parallel to the blade edge about 9/16 to 5/8 inch away from the first line. This will be the welt, which reinforces the sheath's edge and prevents the blade from cutting through the leather. Once you have your patterns ready, it is time to cut the leather. Fold your pattern along the center line and cut out 1/2. Transfer this pattern onto the leather and cut the leather pieces accordingly. You will need two main pieces, the front and back of the sheath, plus the welt strip. After cutting, it is time for tooling and shaping. Use a swivel knife to cut along the welt line about 1/3 through the leather's thickness. Then bevel one side of the cut line to create a groove for stitching. You can also add decorative tooling if you wish. Now assemble and stitch your sheath. Glue the welt to the front piece along the blade edge. Then, align the back piece and stitch the 3 layers together using a saddle stitch with waxed thread for durability. Make sure the stitching is tight and even to hold the sheath securely. Finally, add the finishing touches. Shape the sheath by wetting the leather and molding it around the knife. Allow it to dry to hold the shape. You can also add a belt loop by cutting and stitching a leather strip to the back. To protect the sheath from moisture and wear, apply leather dye or finish. When making a sheath for your hunting knife, consider the environment where you will use it. If you plan to use your knife in wet conditions, treat the leather with waterproofing agents or consider synthetic materials like Kydex for added durability. A well-made sheath will protect your knife from rust and corrosion, especially when used for tasks like cleaning fish or cutting fishing lines. With a secure retention system, your knife will stay in place during active movements, ensuring safety while handling fish or fishing gear. Making a sheath for your hunting knife involves careful measurement, cutting, assembling, and finishing. Enjoy the process and take pride in crafting a sheath that will serve you well on your outdoor adventures.